Oh. Kassem, give me just a second. As usual, I haven't set it up correctly. Just 1 second. Woo! It's all happening.
I'm stuck here. I'm stuck in the TV. Oh, help me put me out. Oh, there I am. Woo! That was a close one.
The
Thanks,
mini zoom.
Kass.
No problem.
Welcome.
Oh, it's flawless.
We're coming to you live from the deepest, darkest, dankest corners of your local Kasstronics electronics store. This is Call Kass. I'm Kass. That's Case. With me today, a very special guest, one of my very good pals, ex-co-worker, Vanessa Guerrero is here today. I want the chat to flip.
Wait, Kass, just vamp a little bit more. Just keep vamping slightly more.
Keep vamping. She is here. I can tell you because I'm looking at her right now.
She sure is.
Does she look good? She's gonna be here. We're gonna be
there
talking.
It is.
Oh, there it is.
Hello.
We love Nessa. The chat is going absolutely bonkers for you right now, Nessa.
Aww.
Welcome to
I'm
Call
so
Kass.
here.
This is me and Case's. I don't know. I think we might have been doing this for a month or so now, Case.
Yeah,
This is,
I think that's pretty much.
I think we're like probably really good at this.
Basically
by now,
pros now. I don't think anybody would question.
We're basically pros. Vanessa, this is our brand spanking new show. We decided that we didn't want to do as much work on camera, so we're like, well, what if people called us, talked to us, and then all we had to do is go, I don't know, that sounds stupid, and then move on to the next call. They provide all the work. We get all the credit.
Perfect formula.
It's a perfect formula. You know, you're a super producer. Welcome.
Exactly.
It's an honor to have you. How are you?
I'm thrilled. Thank you for having me. I'm sweaty.
Well, it was a hot day today. I don't know what it was over there by you, but it was 81 degrees over here on the west side, the cooler side.
I know it was like 87, I think, but I was in Glendale for most of the day, so it was hot as shit.
No. Glendale's too hot. It's too hot right now.
Too hot. Too many cars that want to run me over. Glendale drivers.
Yeah, they're mostly Armenians and BMWs, if I may use a stereotype. I mean, that's kind of what Glendale is, right? They're very aggressive, and that's not a knock. It's not a rude thing to say. That's just sort of like a very regional, localized fact. They a lot of Armenians live in Glendale, and when it comes to driving, they are on offense at all times, buddy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was a BMW that almost took me out today.
It was a BMW. Oh, look.
It was totally a BMW. I cussed him out.
Oren says he's an Armenian and he drives a BMW. WTF. I hate to be the one to tell you, we know all about it. Before we start, by the way, we're going to open the lines in a second before we do. Get your questions, comments, concerns for Vanessa Guerrero. I've got a couple things I want to talk to her about. She's obviously well-versed in media. She's a horror movie expert. There's been a lot of great movies that have come out. I'm going to ask her all about it. I've got a couple weird pieces of news, but for the most part, any questions you have for Ness, call in, get ready. Dank Sauce, our brother in Screener Christ, is awaiting your call. When you call, just give him your name, where you're calling from, and what you're calling about, and he'll set you up. He'll put you right in the queue where we'll bring you on to talk to you on Call Kass. I also want to do a quick shout out before we get going and open the lines to all the subscribers and all the new follows. Timmy the Brain, thank you so much for 17 months. Lord Servo, 22 months. Colin M, thank you for 20 months. Gnome Pro for the shout out. Gnome Pro for gifting a sub. I want to thank Citrix for coming back for 20 months. Don Ton gifting a sub to Space Lemons. Welcome back, Space Lemons. Daryl's back for 20 months using his resubscribe on Prime. Is so smart. What a genius. Dilemma with the cheered 100 bits. Henry Lettuce, welcome aboard. Daggett with the 100 bits. And Xander using his Prime for 8 months. Welcome back, you guys. I'll get to the rest of them at the end of the show. In the meantime, Case, what do you say we open up the phone line?
Oh, it's time to open the dang lines. They're open now. And if me saying it isn't clear, here's a bunch of zooming graphics, just in case.
There was a new Boglin commercial in their Case.
Yeah, apparently the
We just had a
Boglins
Boglin
work
on Game Ground.
Actually, Groblins. Sorry, Cass. They are Groblins.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Goblin.
Don't get them in trouble.
Disney.
They don't want to be sued.
What'd you say, Nas?
We just had Boglins on Game Grumps.
Really?
Oh, well, please refresh us again what it is that you're up to these days. Last time we left off, you were doing some
I tortured
producing...
Dan and Aaron in a small room.
It seems like they like it because you've been there for quite a bit.
They do. I'm going on 2 years now, which is very long in new media.
God, that is crazy. That's how long were you at G4? About 3
We were
years?
all there about a year.
A year, 2 years? Have you worked at Game Grumps longer than G4?
I've worked at Game Grumps longer than I did at G4.
Technically, I've worked at Game Grumps longer than I've worked at G4.
Oh my God! Is everyone work at Game Grumps except for me? Jesus Christ, man. That's kind of funny. I guess it's the trauma that makes it feel like we spent a decade there. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I know. I think it aged me in ways that I'm still finding out today.
You famously have one of our favorite episodes of the Cream Team Dream Stream where you were very open and honest about your dating and your orgies. Is there an update in that side of your life? Is there anything interesting? Any sort of funky folks you've come across on Hinge or whatever the other dating apps are?
I recently joined OkCupid because I'm running out of people on Hinge. And,
wait, OkCupid isn't that one of the first ones besides eHarmony?
It is, and everyone on OkCupid looks like they have a wizard's robe.
Wait, can you clarify what you mean by that?
They all look like the kind of person that would get married at a Renaissance fair.
Okay, that adds up.
I thought you were going for flasher, like the kind of guy that would flash you. Is the type of guy that uses OkCupid.
No. Like they have capes. Like they're like a lot of sword people. A lot of sword people are on OkCupid, and that's an earnestness that I think clashes with my personality type.
Okay, so you haven't had luck then on OkCupid.
No.
It's okay.
I briefly dated a drag queen for like a month, but he was an idiot. Like,
wait, you dated a drag queen?
Yes, for like a month.
Okay.
A semi-straight drag queen.
Okay.
One of the best types
like
of straight.
straight-ish, softly straight. But they did drag.
What's a soft straight get up to?
Like,
so they'll
might
kiss a
suck
boy?
a dick, but won't date a gay guy.
Okay.
They'll suck a dick, but not date a dick.
Yes. So yeah, dated that for a while, and that I would wake up to the most insane text messages that I'd try to decipher, but the boning was good, and I would try and like pretend that he wasn't dumb when that would happen, but it was too strong. It was too strong.
Oh no.
And had to. Thankfully, he dumped me first.
Well, look.
While I was thinking about it, he pulled the trigger.
That's great.
I think that's bullet dodge, because I think about immediately how often you got to be washing those pillowcases. Just all the makeup that's getting on there, that's got to be just like a little face print every morning. And that's assuming they don't wash their face, okay? Because I think they like the makeup on.
He had way nicer makeup than I did.
Is there
Got me stage ready.
Is there a target? Like, it seems like you're kind of open to anyone, really, anyone that sort of you find attractive. Are you looking like if we were going to sort of help narrow it down and you were going to spend the rest of your life with this kind of person, are they soft gay? Are they pure straight? Do they cross dress? Do they not? Like, what's the ideal type, or is there not an ideal type?
There's no ideal type. I always prefer someone that's a little bit fruity.
Yeah.
On any end of the spectrum, but there isn't really an ideal type. My main things are you funny? How do you consume art?
Yeah.
Like, do you like movies? And I can't find you annoying, and I find a lot of people annoying.
Gosh. Okay. I think that's not a lot. You just sort of have to have like a lot of, you gotta have a good taste in movies, or the taste that you appreciate, and you've got to be a funny guy. It sounds like.
And don't be annoying like Kassem. Just don't be annoying like Kassem.
Kassem never.
I would.
Fascinates me, but he doesn't annoy me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We share a love of the movie Twister.
Yes, we do.
We would have to watch that every night, just sort of like level set, and get back to zero. But
yeah.
I know, speaking of movies, we did have a big plan, and I wanted to take this moment to sort of publicly apologize. We already have 4 folks on the line here, which we're going to get to in just a minute. But I wanted to publicly apologize because we made a big stink about going to see Twisters together. We even decided to pre-watch the movie Twister together to sort of prep, and then that sort of kicked off, and I had some sort of flare-up where after you left, I watched that movie every night for 2 weeks. And I don't know if I was alone in that, but that movie still, it makes me feel like a certain way, like there's a warmth. Obviously there's a nostalgia there. And I really felt like I let you down when I couldn't go see it with you because I had a family member out of town. But can I get a quick...
It was devastating.
Okay. Can I get a quick Twisters movie review and an acceptance of my apology, if you would?
I accept your apology.
Sweet Christ, thank you.
As for Twisters movie review, I feel like the Twisters in the first movie had more personality than these like Twisters that were designed with like better special effects. I don't know. They just the Twisters in the first movie, each one were so unique and interesting, and it felt like different chapters of like a video game. It was so interesting to me the way those were laid out to me. Also, I think the chemistry was a lot better in the original movie. I think Glenn Powell and Daisy Ridley Jones are both great actors, but the chemistry just wasn't really reading for me there. Also, the thing that Twister had that Twisters doesn't is just several little human moments. Like in Twister, you get to go see them like have steak with their aunt, or like have interactions where all these different characters get to meet each other, and it had this bigger human element to it. And Twisters was just moving so quickly that we didn't really get to know every one of these eccentric characters in a bigger way. But I still had fun. I'm livid there wasn't a kiss, but I still had fun.
It was a weird no kiss. The end of the movie, me and Ashley were like, why didn't they? And I guess we were like trying to sound cool. We're like, they're just trying to subvert our expectations. Like, it doesn't always have to be about a kiss, but it really would have helped.
Supposedly that was a Spielberg note. Spielberg said it'd be too cliche if they kissed.
Yes, I heard that, and they filmed one even, and it's online. In case you saw the movie and felt the same way, you can Google it, and you can see them kiss in a pretty lifeless airport scene where there's like, I don't know if you've seen it, but they're kissing, and then all the extras are all single flyers. They're just single person. It just felt like a very quick afterthought. And there was like no families, there's no believable, they're all like 30-year-old white people only, and I guess it's Oklahoma, so that could make sense. But the whole scene didn't really work for me, and I wonder if that played into the reason.
One of the things I edit has a guy named Carrie O'Donnell in it, who's very funny, but he made a point about Glenn Powell that somehow makes me feel like this is why I can't quite get into Glenn Powell. He said he feels like Glenn Powell is wearing a Glenn Powell mask. I was like, oh yeah. I think that's right. I don't really know what that means, but I do feel like that is the Glenn Powell vibe.
It kind of makes sense. Do you, Vanessa, find Glenn Powell to be as handsome as we're all told that he is?
No. I don't know. He's got too much modern day face.
You're right. He's too cutting edge. Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really have the character that, like, go back in movies and everybody, like, they have more lines in their face, but they're also so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He feels like a LinkedIn version of Tom Cruise. Like, he put in his resume, and then he got these jobs based off his LinkedIn profile.
He's a talented guy, but there is something, there's like a human thing that is missing. Like, the Bill, you know, direct comparison is to Bill Paxton, who was funny but also charismatic, but you also felt what he was going through, and like with his relationship, he wasn't like traditionally hot, you know, but he was handsome in his own way, and
but he
felt
had
like
something to him.
He had something, dude.
He was really hot in Near Dark.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I'll put it on the list.
It's a vampire movie. He's so fucking hot in it.
I love him. I love that guy, and I'm glad his legacy is what it is. He's a fantastic actor, gone too soon. Now, I am gonna get to these calls, Vanessa, but quickly, somebody in the chat asked if you've seen Alien Romulus. Have you seen it? What'd you think, if you have?
Okay. I'm gonna spoil something. So if you don't want to,
quick spoiler, guys. Quick spoiler. If you haven't seen it, just mute, and then I'll wave my hands when it's safe to come back.
I think it's always gross and off-putting to AI back a dead actor.
Okay. That was a pretty big controversial moment. Yeah.
Kind of useless, because like not only does it not look good, but like you could have just like created a new character, or even like any other existing character that already has like a living actor for it. Could have worked. Like Michael Fassbender could have worked. But it felt like they were just doing several other Alien movies in an Alien movie. Like it felt more like an homage as opposed to having anything that was like inherently original. Yet it's an Alien movie, so it's still gross and you're gonna have fun. It's still amusing. It's still like yum 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 popcorn movie, good time. But it's not really bringing anything to the franchise that we've seen before.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And, you know.
I hear you. I enjoyed it. I Ashley had that same note. I listened to an interview with Fede Alvarez and his sort of decision to do it, and I felt a little better about it. It seemed like he got permission from the family to see if they would be okay with if that was something that they would be into, and I guess his career cooled off and he loved the Alien movies, and his family was like he would love if he was around, he would absolutely totally do it. That said, the deepfake was just bad CGI, and it
looked bad,
and no matter what, it took you out of the movie. So
the only time it was passable is when you saw him in a screen, because there's enough like screen noise that it kind of. But like,
that's why I'm on
his
this
face
TV
shouldn't
on this show.
Orbiting, like his eyes shouldn't be orbiting off the back of his head.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, I'm gonna bring them back. You guys are safe. Okay. Welcome back. We just did the spoiler. We're gonna take some calls now. Vanessa, what do you think?
Yay, let's take calls.
All right, this is Victoria. Victoria wants to talk to Kass with boyfriend Kevin. What? Hold on a second. Hello, Victoria. You're on Call Kass. Are you there? Oh, we might have lost Victoria. I don't know if we've had a Victoria call into this show. Hello?
Victoria, can you hear us?
Hello?
There we go.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound like Victoria. Hello?
Hello? Sorry. Hi. My name is Ricardo Mendoza. And Sorry, I had you on mute and I didn't know how to figure it out. But I'm a freaking big fan of all of you guys. Watched G4 from the beginning, before BC, and then made my girlfriend watch G4 when you guys all kind of joined, and me and her became really big fans. So.
Oh, Ricardo, thank you so much. I'm sorry I laughed because in the note here, Dank Sauce thinks that you could have been Kevin Pereira. And when you started talking, it kind of sounded like Kevin to me. And I thought you were Kevin calling to razz me a little bit. So I apologize for laughing.
Is it Kevin?
No.
It's Ricardo Mendoza.
First of all, not all Hispanics kind of sound alike. Let's just racist Kassem. Come on.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. That's not what my intention at all. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All
Well,
good.
I
All good.
appreciate the compliment. What was your question, Ricardo?
My question. Wait, are we not asking what I'm wearing? Because I got super excited to say that.
Oh,
on
Kass,
here.
you
I
forgot.
totally forgot. Sorry, Vanessa. I usually ask our callers what they're wearing. So if you would allow me to, Ricardo, what are you wearing?
Just some blue undies, baby.
Ooh. They call that the
Ooh,
Devil's
mama.
basketball
Blue
shorts.
Colombian undies.
The devil's mesh shorts. That's hot as hell, Ricardo. What's your question or comment?
My question is for Vanessa. It's just wondering if you've been to like any strip clubs lately, as of late. Blacked out for any reason. Anything fun.
Well, I briefly took a trip to Portland, and Portland is maybe the most underrated state when it comes to strip clubs. Portland has some of the most talented hot strippers I've ever seen. There's a strip club that's also a steakhouse that's particularly good.
Can I ask?
There's
Can I
also
interrupt?
Pirate. Yes.
Are you saying that because the women in Portland are more your vibe, or are they objectively better looking strippers?
Both.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Both.
Okay. All right.
Because in Los Angeles, the women at Jumbo's are more my vibe because they're like kind of like alty girls, badasses.
Yeah.
So
sense.
Jumbo's is definitely my vibe. Although in Los Angeles, if you're looking for a really great strip event, there's an event that I've participated in myself. It's called Thick Strip. It's once a month, and it's like if you want to see some asses.
Say Vic Strip?
It's there, and Thick Strip.
Thick Strip. Okay.
It's Thick Strip. Thick as in like bringing a lot, like peanut butter, like must be jelly jammed in like that. And I participated in the first ever one, and I was really bad at it, but I made $600.
Oh,
Whoa. What'd you have to do in Thick Strip?
Strip.
Like fully? Or do you just get down into your skivvies?
You could if you want to.
Is it Thick Strip Enterprises by any chance on Instagram?
Yeah, that's the event.
Is it on?
Nessa, are you saying
once a month?
Someone has pictures of you in at a Thick Strip in your underwear somewhere?
There definitely is some floating around from the first one I ever did. There's a video, and you can catch me falling in it. The video's never seen the light of day. I own the video. No one will ever see it. There are photos. There's one that got in a Vice article, but they took it down.
Oh, wow. Of course.
Is that because Vice went under, or it was because it was against some sort of...
It's because I emailed them, and I was like, I didn't want to be in this one, guys.
The one time Vice listened to an email from someone they wrote an article about? Mm-hmm.
I was like, a lot of the girls want to be in this. I don't. Even though I used the money to buy my mom a Christmas tree and new ornaments, because somebody stole hers. She refers to it as the tree I bought with my booty money.
Dude, hell
She
yeah.
knows how I earned it.
That's incredible.
But Thick Strip is a great event because it's just like a bunch of people who are really into that kind of thing and like are really passionate about it, and are just like great performers, and it's monthly and it's awesome.
Okay, well, I learned about Thick Strip. I learned that Portland's got quite a scene.
Great scene.
Can I ask you? I know what I've done in the past at a strip club, right? There's sort of like a little an order of operations when you walk into a strip club, and for me, it used to be, you walk in, you got a bunch of dollar bills, you sit on the periphery, never that close to the stage until you find one you like, and then you sit down, and then you start showering with money, and then hopefully when they're done, they come back and you get a lap dance from that person. And that's sort of my order of operations. I don't know if that's typical of every other man's, but that's what I did. Do you have an order of operations when you go to a strip club?
So is that for Vanessa
My
or the
order of
caller, Kass?
operations. Oh,
What's that?
Are you asking Vanessa or the caller, Kass?
I'm asking Vanessa, and I'm asking Ricardo Mendoza.
Okay.
well, Ricardo, if you don't mind.
Ricardo, do you have an order of operations?
Oh yeah, I like to get blackout drunk,
That's
and
step
then
one.
For sure.
that's step one.
Okay.
Then go to the strip club, and then ruin the night by not paying any of the women, because I'm that type of guy.
Wow. That sounds pretty awful, Ricardo.
No.
we found it.
I do.
You gotta
I
go
do
get
pay.
money. We don't want broke boys in strip clubs. Those
He's
women are
honest.
working hard. Pay
Points
them
for
their
honesty.
dollars.
That's right.
No, but I have gotten kicked out for a couple other reasons, because there was a midget
Okay.
in one of these bathrooms, right? He was working, right? He was just and he was also drunk, and I walked in, did my duty.
Ricardo, just
And
to cut,
then he
just,
said
just one
something
note,
really
they do
smart to
prefer
me.
the term tiny bouncer, just so you know.
That's right. Of course,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
was drunk but working. Yes, go ahead.
And he didn't like me, so he got on his walkie-talkie, and then he called security, and then I got kicked out. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, why did he like you? What caused this?
what was the interaction?
Look.
Yeah.
The funny part is, I knew the guy. I knew the little person,
Oh, okay.
because I used to work at a gas station close to the strip club, and he used to come in all the time. He just didn't like me. We just didn't like.
The vibes were off.
Oh my God.
All right. Well,
Incredible.
Vanessa, same
A
question to
freebie.
you. Do you have an order of
Yeah.
operations for a strip club?
I do. First thing I do is I get my ones, because I come prepared. I don't go unless I go with money.
For sure.
And then I immediately get in the front row and make a buffoon of myself. I turn into one of those cartoon wolves that are trying to kill themselves with a hammer.
Uh-huh. I totally understand.
Because there isn't enough cheering in strip clubs. It's a lot of like silent men hiding their boners, and I think
Absolutely.
it's like, come on, they're getting up there and they're doing insane shit. Go, nyeh. So I go crazy.
Yeah.
And then I get a drink it down, get a lap dance at some point, and then just hang out, dumping out the rest of my singles for whoever's left.
Okay, so
Seems right.
do you hunt the one that you want, or do you just go for anyone that's up there right when you walk in?
I hunt.
Oh, okay.
I'm very polite. I'm like, thank you, but not now. And then I spot the one that I want and smile and be like, yeah. For both girls, it's fine.
Calling it hunting only doesn't sound alarming when Vanessa says it. When Kassem says it,
Yeah.
I do get worried.
Yeah, you should. and
That's
you should.
because he's got predator eyes.
I am the apex pervert, as Vanessa gave me that nomer during the G4 days. I do want to make a quick note here. If you are calling and you're getting a busy signal, it's because we have a lot of calls and we're going to be going through them. So I apologize. I think that's an extra feature that's got to be
I can
bought.
increase the number of calls to like 20, but it does cost us money at a certain point.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Ricardo, thank you so much for your hilarious story and calling and supporting Call Kass.
Oh, Gina's in the chat.
Yeah.
She loves one
Yeah.
of us.
Tina!
Hello, Gina. Good night, Ricardo. Up next, Electro is on the line, and this should free up a another slot for somebody to call. Electro, thank you for calling Kass. What are you wearing?
Right now, I'm wearing my gray sweatshirt and my gray sweatpants and my white Crocs.
Nice.
Oh,
gray
Electro,
sweatpants. Still
a man after my own heart. Absolutely, he's got the Rocky uniform, the exercise Rocky outfit. Welcome to Call Kass, Electro. What's your question, comment, or concern?
My comment is for you, Miss Vanessa. I saw that you were in a recent DC Comics Compact Comics commercial these past few days, to which you kind of inspired me to pick up some comics myself.
That's great. I'm glad.
Okay, great.
The compact volumes are awesome. I want to pick up American Vampire and that Wonder Woman run specifically because it's one that I haven't read before.
Yeah.
Where was this that you saw this, by the way?
I saw it on social media, as a matter of fact, on the DC Comics Twitter.
Oh, Vanessa, you were on the DC Comics Twitter?
Yeah, an old boss of mine from LA hired me to do a DC Comics commercial shoot for their new Compact Comics volumes.
Oh, awesome.
And tell you what, mind if I tell you what I got? Mind if I tell you what I got for the Compact Comics this week?
Yeah, tell me what you got.
I got Forsector because I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, in case you don't already know. And I also got some Watchmen as well. $20 well spent.
Ooh.
Oh, God. You have to have Watchmen. Every comic fan out there needs to have a copy of Watchmen. It's incredibly, it's seminal comic book reading. Yeah. And there's a new animated series, Watchmen animated series coming out, which looks pretty good.
You mean animated movie for what I've seen? And apparently,
I'm sorry, yes, you're right, animated movie.
They don't have a Wikipedia page on there of all places.
Yeah, yes, it looks great. Electro, thank you for your call. Appreciate you calling and supporting Call Kass and saying hi to Vanessa.
Take care, Vanessa. Keep reading comics.
That's right.
Totally.
Don't stop reading.
Never stop.
Don't stop.
Found a horror comic I'm excited to check out.
Which one? What's the name?
PTSD Radio.
Oh, I have not heard of this.
It looks very creepy. Apparently, the author had to stop working on it because it was upsetting.
Oh wow, yeah, you love a book with some trauma, a little bit of lore. There is a new James Tynion book. Remember how I was all up in the nice house on the lake and Department of Truth? There's a new The Nice House by the Sea comic that's out that Tynion's doing with Martin Alvarez, or I think that's the name of the artist. But yeah, check that out. Card King is on the line. He has a question regarding burlesque performance stuff. Card King, welcome to Call Kass. What are you wearing?
Oh, today I had to get into something a little bit more comfortable, so I'm wearing an old dead man's old satin sleeper suit. And
wow.
I didn't take it off the body, but I know there was a dead man because it was from one of those Christian secondhand stores, and they were matching sets. They were monogrammed, and it just happened to fit so damn well. And they had to come home with me, so yeah, it came from a little bit of a morbid place, but it ended up in a really comfy situation.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, so
I bet you he's happy that it's been passed on to a home and you're keeping it warm and cozy. It's incredibly hot and sexy.
Well, there's also the issue that you have to know that another man's junk been in your sleeper, and then, but that stuff you have to worry about at night. But so, Vanessa, I know that among the many projects that you've done over your life, and my God, your resume is terrifying at times. Like, I know that some of the stuff you've been proudest of has been in burlesque, but also in drag performances. Now, as the son of the woman who put on the first amateur gay night strip club in the history of Montana, and did not allow her son to attend because of some of the shit she decided to get up to backstage, I am curious, Vanessa, what is two of the craziest stories that you have from working behind the scenes on either a burlesque show or a drag show?
Great question, Card King. Great question. And God bless your mom. She's doing the Lord's work out there in Big Sky Country.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe one of the crazier moments was we were doing a Cocaine Bear themed drag show. And we had to have a long talk with the theater about how we weren't actually condoning drug use because we were going to have somebody blow powder into the audience. And let me think, what else happened? There's a lot of tech issues happening that night. But surprisingly, drag shows and burlesque shows tend to go smoother. It was always sketch comedy that I would host that would go like really, really badly.
The people are a lot needier. The performers.
People are a lot needier. There's like, there's one case where a guy wanted to use a piece of cardboard to go through like Han Solo trapped in the carbonite, and I kept explaining that the cardboard wasn't going to work the way that he wanted it to, and he waited until like showtime to tell me that it didn't work. So I told him to instead, and it would be funny if he just fell with the cardboard and hit the ground as hard as he possibly could, because the audience would laugh at the pain.
Yep.
And he did exactly that, and he got a little bit concussed, but it was funny.
Yeah, success is like preparation plus luck.
A little bit.
Anyway, sketch meetings don't have
You didn't listen to me for like a week. I kept telling him it wasn't going to work, and it wasn't until like hour before curtain that he was like, I haven't actually thought this through.
There's a good question in the chat about what powder would you use for the Cocaine Bear. Do you do like a powdered milk? Do you do baby powder?
Powdered milk.
Because that's what they snort in movies. Am I right or no? When they got snorting scenes, milk. Yes.
Because I've learned recently, because I accidentally fed people flour when I wasn't supposed to, that flour is technically a raw ingredient, and you can get salmonella from raw flour.
Oh, whoops.
So I now know that after putting Dan and Aaron in danger.
Oh no. Yeah, that sounds like one of those things that you hear about somebody in Florida doing and dying. So there you go.
Yeah, I might kill my bosses in a Florida way.
Yeah.
Card King, does that answer your question, my friend?
Well, I got to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed. God, so I don't know. I guess I got to raise the bar on Vanessa to make sure, because I know you've got juice, because there's no way. Vanessa, the stories that you have walking out of the house will beat anything that I have almost lived through. However, because, again, I want to dig a little bit deeper here.
Okay.
So I learned this because one of the models of the event just happened to be on my old bowling team when I was a teenager. And we managed to get in touch. And I found out that of all the things my mother decided to get up to, because she was there in a sexual health capacity. Like, she was putting on the event, she was the event manager, but she was also very desperate to make sure that the boys were clean. So she taught the boys right then and there how to cheek a condom. Now, Vanessa, I'm saying that at some point, there's got to have been a backstage event that has to lead up to, or at least come close to, having to then text your mother and say, "You did what?" And then saying, "Oh God, you talked to him, didn't you?" Do you have anything along those lines?
Dragon Burlesque always went fairly smoothly because I always worked with a great co-producer. It's when I was working as a PA for adult film companies.
Oh shit!
They had me drive a van full of porn stars to their testing site and back. I don't know how to drive a stick shift. So there were several moments where we would just slide down a hill and they would all scream and we'd all think we were going to die.
Yeah. Sorry.
And we got to the location and they were like, "Never let Vanessa drive us ever again." There was almost 6 dead porn stars in a burning van.
Thank God it wasn't the bang bus, Vanessa.
Right?
Once again, a resume that is terrifying, but it is amazing, and you do everything so amazingly. Vanessa, thank you for doing so much at G4. You're doing an amazing job at Game Grubs, at watching as a fan. Keep killing it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Card King. Appreciate the call. When we were working at G4, and anytime there was an idea or something, and they were like, "Do we know a guy at this place?" It was always you. You're like, "Oh yeah, I know that person. I put on a thing with that person, or I dated that person, or I know some." You know, it was always you're very well connected.
Yeah,
and
their son once did a hit and run on me. Just, you know,
yeah, that's
who knows?
I was abducted, put in their shed for 6 months. Matt Liddell. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, what?
I did accidentally get abducted once.
What?
Hang on, Matt Liddell. We're going to get to your call. We have Matt Liddell, Smoke Packs, Snapjay, and Gnome Pro are in the queue. But before we get to that, we have to hear about this getting abducted. I mean, we have to, right?
I was meeting up with a date, and he was picking me up after work. And I was like, because I was working at a movie theater and there wasn't really like parking in the area, and they specifically would discourage people from doing a pickup and drop off in the beginning because it would just cause traffic hell. So I was like, you can only stop for like half a second, so just tell me what your car looks like, I'll hop in and then we'll go on a date. And he was like, it's a black truck. And there are so many black trucks in Southern California.
I own one. Yeah.
So a black truck pulls up kind of slow, and I flag it down, and I jump inside, and I put on my seatbelt, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's really nice to meet you." And then I look over, and it's completely not my date. It's a bald juggalo. He has the Hatchet Man on a giant jersey, and just like new metal stuff all over his truck, and he's like, "Hey, where are we going?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I got in the wrong truck." And he's like, "No, this seems like the right truck to me."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Pull over on that corner, I know there's a spot." And he pulled over, and I hit the ground running. I just got out of the car, unbuckled myself, and just ran.
Jesus Christ, we almost lost you.
Wow.
Yeah, to a juggalo.
We almost lost you to a juggalo murderer. I don't know. Would you rather get in a Ted Bundy's car or like a juggalo looking at like party? Like, I don't know. It's like kind of 50-50. Man.
I feel like a juggalo is more likely to indoctrinate you. Whereas like Ed Gein will just eat you or whatever.
We're glad to have you here, safe and sound, Vanessa. Matt Liddell is our chief happiness officer. He is now on the line. He's got some beef with Gnome Pro. Matt Liddell, welcome to Call Kass. What are you wearing?
Hey, Kass and Vanessa. This week I changed it up a little because of how upset and depressed I am. It's the same kind of shorts I was wearing last week, but there is a Sasquatch on the left and gray on the right on the thighs. But they're just holding hands and crying because, you know, they're being hunted by the U.S. government. So they're just holding hands, trying to, you know, they're running away and sad, and just how I feel right now. So but it is a nice pair of shorts.
Oh, well, what a terrific image. What's going on, Matt? Why are you so sad? What's got you so down?
Yeah.
Well, before I start that, I just want to say, Vanessa, I do miss you. I love everything you do, and I fell in love with your laugh the first time I heard it. I just enjoy it every time I hear it. It brings a smile to my face.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah,
so the problem.
Everyone likes my witch tackle.
Mm-hmm. So Kassem and Kass and Vanessa. Yes, the problem I have is, unfortunately, for like the last week, I was just trying to go over what did I do wrong to Gnome Pro, and I was going over old videos that are still on his Twitch page, and I was, as far as I know, was, you know, just joking around and stuff, and he even came back and said, "Oh, everything's fine. You know, you're real funny." And I said, "So are you. You know, he's a great producer. He's a great Twitch person, you know, content creator." And so it was just surprising when he called last week, just saying how dark I was and everything, and how I'm two different people. So I was looking into it, and I don't know, maybe he's right, I'm wrong. So I'm, like I said, just real upset, and, you know, not sure what to do. Like I said, I respect Gnome Pro. I think he's the best, one of the best of the cream team. And so I was looking online to see if I could, try to find or have a better, happiness without saying too many words, better happiness. And I found this place. It was down in Brooksville, Florida. It's called Firefly Funhouse. And it was opened by a guy named Wyndham Rotunda. But about a year ago or so, he died. And he died. Yeah, real funny, Kass. But
I'm sorry, I laughed at the name, and then you said he died. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Wyndham Rotunda. Okay.
Yeah,
I apologize. Go ahead.
Believe me, it's a weird name. But just about a couple weeks ago, about a month or so ago, his uncle and cousins opened up the Funhouse again, and they say that it's a great place to find. Their quote is, "A great place to find your helpfulness and happiness." And so I thought I would sign up and go down there. I'm leaving after the call-in show tonight. I hope to be back by Wednesday night for the Patreon stream.
Great.
But I'm just hoping I can, I don't want to disappoint you or Case or Fiona if she ever comes back. And I'm just, trying to be a better person. And I like to say, I'm sorry, Gnome Pro. I thought everything was fine, but I'm sorry if I, crossed the line or hurt your feelings or anything. And that's on me.
We're a drama stream now. I mean, we have been ever since that event happened. And I think, honestly, thank you for keeping it up, Matt. If anything, we appreciate it. This is how you do numbers.
Exactly
not
right. Two things.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, what's going on with you is I'm so sorry to hear that you're in this place. I have a feeling that we'll be able to sort of work through this tonight, or things will get worse based on the calls that I'm seeing here. So you'll just have to make sure you don't go to bed early tonight. You're going to want to hang on for this. And then the second thing, minor programming note, is that our Patreon episode is going to happen on Thursday this week. Please make sure I'll make sure you can remind you guys, Wednesday night Patreon and Batman Cape Crusader watch along is now happening on Thursday just for this week. I appreciate everyone's flexibility and patience. Matthew, what's something, if we were to talk to Gnome Pro tonight, what's something you think I should ask him or get clarity on if for some reason I were to able to get him on the show?
Well, if you were, I know he's real busy doing a lot of great stuff, but
very busy. Just
to the stab in the back or the two-facedness of just telling me everything was fine and you're funny and all that, and then just calling up Kass on a whim and just letting it all out. And I'm like, wow, maybe a little heads up, but nothing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it takes a lot of guts and bravery for you to come on and sort of tackle this head on. And you were very vulnerable with this, Matt. And, we really appreciate you. And hopefully you don't do anything crazy before Thursday's Patreon episode.
Yeah.
I will, hopefully I won't have to, but I love you all. And again, Vanessa, thank you very much for everything.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Vanessa,
Thank
do
you, Matt.
Do you have any advice for friends that are just on the rocks? Have you ever actually resolved an issue with like a friend that you totally written off? Do you have like advice for how to do that?
Yes. You have to ask yourself, what do you want more, to be right or to be happy?
Wow.
Okay. Pretty good advice.
That's good advice for any relationship, I'd say.
Yeah.
And you wanted to
That's
be
right.
Always.
Okay, good. I just saw a couple comments about what's going on here. I never tune in. What the hell's going on? I just want to let you know if this is your first time tuning in, this is a call-in show. What we're talking about is whatever you guys want to talk about. 844-721-Kass. Call us, talk to our phone screener. Our guest is the Honorable Vanessa Guerrero, super producer, hilarious comedian. I don't like that word, comedian, and currently working at Game Grumps as a producer. So any Game Grumps content that you're consuming could be coming from her. One of my very good friends, and please call in with questions, comments, concerns. And speaking of, Smoke Packs has a question for Vanessa. Smoke Packs, member of the Cream team. How are you, Smoke Packs, and what are you wearing? Smoke Packs? Oh, brother, he's been on the line for 43 minutes.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
possible.
Hello. No, sorry.
Oh,
That's
there
all
he is.
me. That's all me, guys. Sorry, I had it on mute.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Waiting for my time.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you, guys.
What do you got?
Thank
What do you got draped on your body right now? What you wearing?
All right, draped on my body, I guess, is the usual basketball shorts for the team.
Fantastic.
And then YouTuber merch, but it's a black T-shirt.
Oh, okay. YouTuber merch. Can we ask which YouTuber?
Yeah, sure. It's not to plug too hard or anything. It's just a magic YouTuber. His name's Alpha Investments on YouTube.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Well, shout out to
Pop
Alpha
some packs,
Investments.
baby.
Yeah, Rudy's
That's
the man.
right, baby. You wanted to ask Vanessa a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yo, so first off, Vanessa, I'm not like as much of a fan of G4. Like, I mean, I am. It's just I wasn't like in the scene of G4 2 as much till the tail end. So when I joined the Cream Team community, everyone really loves you. You're like, I think they like you more than Kass and Case, which is I don't want to say that, but
Okay. All right.
So,
I would.
starting off, I hear
anything
crazy things about you. You're a legend, so I'm like, okay, I gotta talk to this
Thanks.
person.
Mhm.
So my question was, what was it like working with the boys, with Kass and Case? Like, what was that like? Did you know about like any of them going in, like their backgrounds, or like what were you guys on like the same like just level of employeeship, or were you guys like a management above them, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that whole experience like, I guess?
I actually met Kassem when I was a teenager.
Whoa.
That's right. And just be very careful here, Vanessa. Be very careful. I will tell you that the statute of limitations is up. So go ahead, do your worst.
When I was a kid, I was really into independent filmmaking, so YouTube was absolutely massive to me for creating on your own terms. And I would go into every forum and every event, and there was a YouTuber meetup at the Chinese theater, and it was Kass, Smosh, some other like Mr. Sparta, Mr. Pregnant.
Yeah, you're talking about 2008 or 9 here.
Was that in Hollywood?
I was like 15.
Yeah,
it was in Hollywood, and I made my mom take the train out with me so that I can meet everyone and ask annoying questions about what it was like to be a YouTuber. And so I'd already known who Kass was, and
oh my god,
had met them all at this point at an age which I was like far too young for all of this. So when I started working with him again, it took everything I had not to be like, we met when I was a child.
I think you did mention that, and I was supremely embarrassed because I always thought you were just the coolest. You were always the coolest person, you know what I mean? And also I don't feel old, but I'm often reminded with that I am old or older than a lot of the folks that I worked with, and that was a moment that I felt much older indeed when people tell me that they had their parents drop them off to come to a meetup. Where I
couldn't drive yet.
At least they're not telling that story.
Kass
like,
is a rock star, dude.
oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yes, at least they're not telling that story in like a Nickelodeon documentary. It could be worse.
I know. Yeah, he made me do slime stuff. Yeah. Thank God that's how that story ended. What about when you met Case, Vanessa?
So Case was a voice in a box for a few months.
Oh yeah.
Because didn't join us immediately. But Case was who you would send something to when you wanted to make it better. And finally meeting him in person. So for a while, not a lot of people know this, for a while I was working on X-Play and Attack of the Show at the same time.
Yeah.
And that was exhausting. I was producing a lot at the same time, and Team Attack was basically like giving me their pitch for why I should come over to that side. And I think just Attack of the Show, both shows were so fun, but Attack of the Show had the kind of creative team that I hadn't felt like this kind of like juvenile earnestness with since like I was a teenager getting pushed down a grocery cart down a flight of stairs. Like, was a group of people that was as down to do whatever it was with their bodies, or like just pushing the boundaries of humor. And like Kass was a really big part of me switching over because I wanted to be part of something ridiculous.
That's awesome. That's crazy. This is a crazy tale, to be honest. I didn't expect either experience to be that way. That's wild.
Yeah, I will tell you, the first time Kass was I realized that we had a writer that wasn't a local writer. We were getting sent scripts and stuff, and I remember, I forget what bit it was, Kass, but me and Kevin were reading this script, and we both read it, and then we both looked at each other and we're like, this is funny. Like, because I don't know why we were trained to always assume everything was just not funny,
Gonna be bad.
It was just, everything is just bad usually. And I remember specifically looking at Kevin and be like, this is funny. Like, this guy's funny. He's like, yeah, he's really funny. And then when you came in person to one of our, it was our B4, G4, but not at the studio, at that other writer's room office that we rented. And you showed up. I was like so stoked to meet you, because I remember, I don't know what was going on. I think we were like pitching ideas or something, but I was like, oh God, thank God they have a funny guy here, because if you looked at some of the ideas that we had, you'd be like, oof, like, you know, it was sort of a relief. And you were just really nice, which goes a long way. Like, honestly, it's really hard to find people that are funny, and it's really hard to find nice people. And when those two things come together, you just like hang on to those people for dear life. So that was my memory, and that's how I felt about Vanessa as well.
You know, when I met both of you, I think it was Vanessa, I think I met you in that little house too, but just like briefly. But honestly, on the way down there, I was like, this is when I'm going to decide if I want to work here or not, because I still wasn't entirely sure if G4 was like a scam, like if it was a real job. Because all of the like onboarding and stuff for me had been so weird, and like then it like kept getting delayed. I was like, are they like fucking with me? And then I kind of believed it when it was the beach house, but then the beach house was so weird that I was like, are they fucking with everyone? And then when I got down there and I met everybody, I was like, okay, well, everybody's actually very nice, and I actually like these people. And then a year later, it turns out it was a scam. So my instincts were right.
Yeah. It was it was a giant scam. We all got scammed out of 2 years, but I had a great time. Smoke Packs, thank you for calling and jogging our memories. It was a nice trip down memory line.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, Vanessa. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Smoke.
Thank you.
Vanessa, we have just a few more calls, okay? Then that's an episode, and I hope you're having fun.
I'm having a great time.
Because of course, you're the best, and we're telling you you're the best. Of course, you're having a great time. But this is kind of where we need you to go to work, okay? Snap J Duncan has called us a few times, and he's kind of like he's like a comedy guy, or he's trying to get into stand-up comedy, and he sort of pitched us on some jokes, and he did a little bit of comedy last time here, and he hit us with this catchphrase. And it was, I gotta be honest, we loved it. He killed. And I think he's calling now to work on a new comedy routine, which is apropos, because you're a comedy person as well. So do you mind if I bring on Snap J Duncan and maybe we can help him through some of his new jokes?
Absolutely.
Snap, you are on Call Kass. Welcome back, Snap. What are you wearing, my friend?
Oh, I got the same thing. Red Burger Shot hoodie, red helmet.
Okay, great. He also works at a burger shot, Vanessa. So just a heads up. He's kind of a fast food worker. It would be like a Burger King, but in his world, he lives in he doesn't know this. He lives in Grand Theft Auto. He's sort of like in the Matrix.
I live in
Grand
Sandy
Theft
Shores.
He lives in Sandy Shores. It's everything to him is Grand Theft Auto is real. That's his real life. So, but we don't need to necessarily get into that. Snap, how's it going, man? You got some new comedy for us?
It's going good. I called last time. Y'all gave me some good advice, but Fiona gave me some real good advice.
Oh, nice.
But,
yeah, I don't remember what that advice was. What did Fiona say? I'm sorry, I talked over you. Go ahead.
Hung up on. No, it's fine. I got hung up on by Dank Sauce, and Fiona was just about to get into slurs recommendations. So I got inspired. I decided to come up with some slurs that everybody can use.
Okay, as long as we can use them, then I'm down.
Okay, slurs, but slurs that won't get you in trouble. And it looks like we've got a live video of Snap up there. Is that right, Case?
Yeah, you look really good, Snap.
You look great. You look like that one guy, that comedian that everyone thinks is super handsome because he's had a bunch of work done. But yeah, slurs for everyone. That sounds good. Vanessa, is that okay? Do you mind hearing some like friendly slurs that everyone is
friendly?
Sure, let's go for it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What's the worst that can happen?
All right. These are just a few I'm
it's not us
on.
saying it. Okay.
Just kind of like testing stuff out.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah, of course.
This first one is called elevators. These these asshole athletic people that always take the stairs. They hate the elevators. Elevators.
Oh, okay.
That's the slur.
I know one of those. I've traveled with one of those.
We don't like those guys, especially if you're at Universal.
You get on the elevator and they're like, I'm going to take the stairs. When the doors close, you can like just make eye contact with everybody else in the elevator. And you just say, elevator.
Nice. Okay. That's not
great.
bad.
I can say that.
Yeah. Elevators are sanctimonious.
They are sanctimonious. So does that get our thumbs up approval, guys, for a sort of easy, tame slur?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you got an approval there for that one, Snap. Well, what else you got?
All right, y'all sound like you were lukewarm on that one. So this one could be good. This one's called Hidens. And
what?
This is like Hidens.
Okay. Hidens.
You ask your dad. You go, where's Grandpa? And he's like, son, Grandpa got old. And you say, what? He dead? And no, your dad says, no, he likes to play hide and seek. He's one of them hidens.
Okay. The word is hidens.
I don't have a dad.
It's a okay. I'm sorry. But it's a slur for people that do hide and seek?
But they're dead?
For old ass people that go hide and seek.
They're old.
They're Biden and they're hiding.
Okay, so it's like sending him upstate.
Kind of, yeah. Like my grandpa went upstate when he's actually dead.
He's pushing daisies.
Yeah. There might be better words that we already have for that particular slur. Snap.
Are there? Is there a slur for people that do hide and seek but are old, Kassem? I think honestly he's breaking new ground.
No, yeah, I guess pushing daisies is more of a term instead of a one-word slur. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on that one. I don't know if I like that one as much as elevators.
Okay. Hidens is my favorite so far.
Okay.
Can you try doing your catchphrase at the end of using hidens in a sentence? Maybe that might spice it up.
I think that's a good note.
Oh, okay. you riding the bus and the person takes forever to get on, and you just like you look over to a person across from you and you just go, must be a hiding catchphrase.
There it is. That works
Really
much
saying
better.
Yeah, no notes.
0 notes. Okay, yeah, approved. What do you think? What do you think of his catchphrase, Vanessa? I think that's your first time. When he said that last week, it killed. It killed here.
It really sang for me.
Good. That's top quality praise there, Snap. Do you have any more tame slurs?
I think we have time for one more. So if you
got one
I'd say go
more.
for your top one if you've got one.
Oh, okay, this one's for this is people that don't like Squid Games.
Okay.
They're squid lames. Catchphrase.
Oh,
Squid lames?
Yeah. Squid lames. That's right. And with the catchphrase at the end, God, that's incredible. Big thumbs up here.
Yeah, that's probably
Fucking
a winner
got
for
him.
me.
Very good.
Vanessa asked
Thank
the
you so
question-
much, Snap.
She asked the question a minute ago about do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And
Yeah.
I just want to say I want to be right.
Yeah, I get that.
Of course. Yeah. And you will be. Thank you, Snap. Have a great night. Thanks for calling, and good luck on your next open mic, buddy.
Catchphrase.
Catchphrase. All right. Case, you're gonna want to look at the chat for this one. I put a link in there for you. Gnome Pro, who was the subject of Matthew Liddell's phone call about 30 minutes ago. Gnome Pro's calling. He has a video presentation rebuttal. Gnome Pro, welcome to Call Kass. What are you wearing?
Since the last phone call, I have not changed.
Wow.
Matt Liddell says he's been sad and down and all that. I have been too, because I've had to put a lot of work in. I had my team put together this video.
Of course.
I have my tinfoil hat on, but the tinfoil hat keeps getting bigger and bigger. First off, wait, hold on. Vanessa, hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. Petting a cat.
I do have a question. If you go to an orgy at somebody's house real quickly, do you bring foreplay foods, as in chicken fingers or finger sandwiches, or do you just bring like a turducken where it's all stuffed?
Oh, great question.
Something that could easily be picked up with the hands. Nothing.
Okay, so foreplay.
You don't
foods.
really want to like touch someone with a greasy hand. Like you don't really want to get in there with like pizza hands, and a turducken would be a lot.
Okay, fair.
It would be.
Thank you. That I needed to know that. I appreciate it, and I hope you're doing well.
You want to turn someone into a turducken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Great pivot. Great adjustment.
get down with that.
Right. No, bro. What's
yeah,
up?
my
What's up
team,
with
my
this?
team came together
Yeah.
and put together this video. If y'all want to play it this time, I'd be happy.
Okay, go ahead. Case has it queued up here.
Just a heads
let
up,
it
Nomi
fly.
Pro. You won't be able to hear it because of how we wrote audio. But just I'll tell you. What
I've already listened to this about 16,000 times. I'm fine.
Okay, so it's well researched. All right, let's see what we got.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm Paige Turner, representing Gnome Pro, a well-known Twitch streamer recognized for his engaging and vibrant community.
Okay.
Gnome Pro's streams are a place where viewers gather for gaming, discussion, and camaraderie.
So far, a lot of Gnome
You smell
Pro
my
plugging.
shit? You wanna fuck me? How's it smell? It smells good? You wanna fuck?
Fostering an atmosphere of positivity and inclusivity.
You make me come.
However, recent events have prompted us to take a closer look at a particular member of the Cream Team community who exhibits a troubling pattern of behavior.
First thing I am going to do in my Gnome Pro shirt is fuck a lot of women, with their consent of course.
Tonight, we investigate the double life of Matt Liddell. On the surface, Matt appears to be a pillar of the community, kind, supportive, and a familiar presence in the
I have
Twitch
to go in
streams of
and out.
Kassem G.
Sorry, what's that, Nomi Pro?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking. I just.
Okay.
You're good.
If you had a thought, I didn't want to miss it.
And Case Blackwell. He's someone who's even been rumored to have been involved in key moments in history, although the details remain murky at best.
Oh my.
This mysterious past adds an air of intrigue to his persona, making him even more beloved and respected by those who encounter him in these streams.
Sure.
But there's another side to Matt Liddell, a side that only emerges when he enters the Twitch stream of Gnome Pro. In this environment, his behavior takes a drastic turn. Gone is the friendly, warm persona. Instead, Matt transforms into a vulgar, disruptive presence that brings chaos to the chat.
Oh no.
What is the difference between Michael Phelps and Hitler? Phelps can finish a race.
Oh no.
Much to the dismay of other viewers and the streamer alike.
Oh
In our first
no.
example, we see how Matt's language and actions escalate the moment he enters the Gnome Pro stream.
Matt Liddell. I would like to request a refund for the Gnome Pro shirt. I wore it out last night and went to a local bar and tried to meet women. By the end of the end, I had 3 slaps to the face, 4 kicks to the groin, 3 restraining orders, 7 fuck you asshole, and 5 hawk tuas that weren't on my dick. I didn't say a word, they just looked at the shirt.
Our investigation reveals that this behavior is not an isolated incident.
Matt Liddell. Don't worry, boner, salad. Seafood sucks ass. Just fuck seafood in the dolphin slit.
Here is another instance where
Wow.
Matt's
I don't know if we
actions
can have
caused
some of these on our
significant
stream.
disruption.
Matt Liddell. Wow. Wow. If this game had an emote that 3 guys can be in a circle jacking each other off, they would have paid any amount to get it.
So, who is the real Matt Liddell? Is he the kind, welcoming figure that everyone knows from the streams of Kassem G and Case Blackwell, with a past shrouded in historical rumors?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Or is he the vulgar, disruptive individual that emerges whenever he steps into the Gnome Pro stream? As we continue to investigate, one thing is clear. Appearances can be deceiving. This is Paige Turner, on behalf of Gnome Pro, reminding you to stay vigilant and always question what you see on the surface.
Wow. First of all, Paige has a great voice, so shout outs to Paige Turner. She's incredible.
Yeah. I paid good money for that. She and I and a few others really dug deep into this, and
Concerning.
I'm sorry to bring it up to y'all. Exactly.
No,
how,
it's-
I'm sorry that it caught y'all off guard. Maybe a little too abrasive, but
I
now
just
y'all
thought
are
he
finally
was-
seeing the Matt Liddell we know.
Wow. I feel like we have to have Matt back on next week to sort of clear up a lot of these allegations, because you sort of painted a picture of a really bad dude. I think it was a photo of him with Epstein. There was a photo of JFK in there, and the with him with Scooby and the gang. And so there's sort of like my whole image of him is drastically different than it was before that video.
Just so you know, like I did have a disclaimer at the bottom that said it might allegedly be Matt Liddell.
Oh, okay.
Our lawyers were told to put that in, but I mean, it's highly spectated that at least one of them or all of them are Matt Liddell. Don't know for sure though.
Okay, well, you've given us a lot to think about, Gnome Pro. Thank you for your call. Appreciate the hard work that was put into that expose, and we'll have to get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Say bye to Vanessa.
I'm just happy that y'all let me have a platform to make sure that the truth is,
We're a truth-based platform.
Allegedly. Yeah.
We're like a
and
social
also,
truth
Vanessa,
platform.
I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah. We're a truth.
Thank you,
platform.
Gnome Pro.
Thank you, I will.
Thank you all. Bye.
Wow, that's crazy. Vanessa, do you have time for 2 more?
Yeah, can you tell that I missed someone's feeding time?
Oh yeah, she's waiting. Okay, we're gonna we're almost done. We're towards the tail end. I didn't
No
know things were
worries.
gonna shift.
You can wait.
I didn't know things were gonna shift in that tone and that drastically that quickly.
Things got dark. He slandered both
yeah,
Hitler
things got
and
really
Hitler's
dark.
victims at the same time. That was rough.
This ought to cheer us up. This is Marcus, who's got a short story about a little person. Marcus, welcome to Call Kass. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing nothing but basketball shorts.
Oh, the classic. The absolute classic.
I have no idea how I follow that from Gnome Pro.
No, that's okay. You just do you, Marcus. What's going on? What's your question, comment, concern here?
So originally, I was going to call in and ask a hypothetical. The hypothetical was, if Captain America threw a fastball, which of the Avengers would be able to hit it?
Okay.
Which of the Avengers would be able to hit it?
Probably Spider-Man,
boy.
right? Spider-Man's got like spider senses, so he'd see it coming from a mile away.
I think that's a great answer. Spider-Man's good. I'm just gonna say Thor because he swings a hammer, and why wouldn't he be able to swing a bat?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Vanessa?
No, I could see that working.
Okay.
Marcus,
I think we're all in agreement.
All right.
Yes. Spider-Man
answer.
and Thor is the two correct answers.
Earlier, there was a call regarding a little person. So I was going to just ask the question
Sure.
about the Avengers, but this came to mind. I'm like, oh, I got to tell this story. So do you remember the show, The Littlest Groom?
Oh, don't remember. I do remember a little person show that was like a reality show that had a little person family, but I don't know the little person groom.
All right, so there was a show called Liz Groom. I think it was only a season, maybe half of a season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting at one of my local bars. It's a dive bar, and I'm just sitting at like the front bar area, and then a little person comes up next to me, and he taps me on my arm, and he asked me if I have any booger sugar. And
okay.
Yeah, I'm like a fresh 22 at this point, and I really hadn't heard the term before. And I was like, what? And he's like touching his nose, and then he's like, then he like leaves, and then he comes back, and he starts talking with me. And he's like, do you remember the show, or do you know the show, The Littlest Groom? I was like, I've heard of it. One of my friends at the time was watching it. And it turns out this guy is a reality TV star from a Fox show about a little person who was going to get married. Or it's like The Bachelor, but with a little person. And so he and I kind of like talk back and forth, and he's talking about how much of a party person he is, I guess, from a big Fox check that they gave him for the show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, he gives me his number, and then like he's like, oh, we'll hang out sometime, whatever. Cut to about a week later, I go to the same bar. He's getting thrown out of the bar as I'm walking in. He is belligerently drunk because he threw a dart at the bar manager, a sharp metal dart at the bar manager who I was good friends with. And if you can imagine, he's like 4'5", and I had no idea that little people, I guess it's the center of gravity, could fight or brawl as hard as they did, because he was putting up a fight, and it took like 5 people to get him out. Just him by himself, it took like 5 people to get him out.
Was it the show The Littlest Groom? Because I'm just sorry, I'm looking this up, and I'm guessing that's it. Someone from The Littlest Groom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like Total says in the chat here he found a sugar. Mm-hmm.
He at some point he did, and he kept telling me that he wanted to hang out, and I never got a chance to hang out with him because he got like blackout drunk, texted me like something about like a threesome with like women up in Penn State.
Okay.
And I didn't hear
got
from
your
him
number
at all after that.
Damn, dude. Can I ask you one question? The one question before I let you go here. What an incredible story. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to offline this and do my own research after the call. But where did the dart land?
I don't know if it actually hit him. I was just told the story of it. I was told everything secondhand. Like I said, I was walking in, and he was getting escorted out, and everyone was telling me the story. Bar manager's like, he threw a dart at me. I do think that it did hit him because he was like checking his arm, so I'm assuming probably in the arm or in the shoulder or something like that.
Can I ask what year this was? What like your year range?
Mm-hmm.
I have to think about it. So
was it like 2010s or like earlier?
a little bit earlier than 2010s. I want to say
Okay.
it was somewhere between like
That makes more sense to me.
I would have to say like 2007, maybe between 2007 to 2009 is when I lived in that area.
I think that's when being on TV, regardless of the show you're on, still gave you that aura of supreme confidence that it sounds like the Littlest Groom had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that happened to the cast of Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because there wasn't as many
Yeah, he
reality
kept-
shows back then.
He kept saying
Yeah.
like how much money he got. He wouldn't say the exact amount, but he kept saying like he kept getting like a big check from Fox and TV stuff. And then, funny enough, I found out maybe like 3 or 4 years after, a girl I went to high school with actually dated him for like a year and a half. Yeah.
Sounds like this guy got game.
Yeah.
Sounds like he got
Yeah.
game.
It sounds
Well,
like
thank
it
you
does.
so much.
It sounds like it does.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus. And, you know, the lesson is that doesn't matter if you're a tall or small, addiction affects us all.
Yeah. And if you were on
also-
TV in the aughts, you could behave however you wanted anywhere and face basically
You can
no
do whatever you want.
consequences.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Thank you, Marcus. Have a great night, buddy. Thanks for calling. Call Kass.
Take care.
Okay.
Wow. Some
one
real
last
barn
call.
burner stories tonight. I'm impressed.
There are a bunch of really good ones. This one, this one wants to hype you up, Nessa. This is you know the things. You know the things. Welcome to Call Kass. You have about a minute or so before we start wrapping up the show. Thank you so much for waiting on the line for 30 minutes. How are you? What are you wearing?
I'm doing good. Just black shirt. Black pants.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a woman. Vanessa, would you mind asking her what she's wearing?
What are you wearing?
Thank you.
Yeah, just tight, skin tight pants. Just jeans and a black shirt. I just want to say how cool
Fair.
you are, Vanessa, and how funny you are, and how I love hearing your laugh on Game Grumps. And if we get a hot second, do you have a comic book series that's out right now you want to recommend?
That's out right now? Okay, not that's out right now, but I'm rereading it. I'm rereading Nana, which is a Japanese manga, and it is so fucking good. Like, just, I love a story that centers on intense relationships, and the story between these two women is just insane, and it's so good, and I loved reading about rock and roll drama growing up, so it's very much up my alley.
Cool. Yeah, I watched the anime, but I never read the manga, so I guess I will do
cool.
that now.
Oh, really good.
Great rec. I also, by the way, recommend if you're a cat person, and I know Vanessa is, there's a comic called Feral, which is out by Tony Fleeks and Trisha Forstner, which is like they did Stray Dogs. Remember that comic from back?
I like Stray Dogs.
You like Stray Dogs, and they're doing one with cats now called Feral, which is like essentially cats POV during a zombie viral outbreak.
That's
and
cool.
It's cool. Yeah. That's what I recommend at the moment too. If you
Carl,
like a cat.
Carl, you got any hot recommendations for us, or just one? Did we lose her?
Sorry,
Hello?
what?
Oh,
no!
there she is.
Actually, ignoring me is the correct answer there. I'm gonna accept that as the right answer.
Do I have a
you know the
comic
things.
recommendation?
Yeah. Do you have a comic for Vanessa?
Saga, Forever and Always. I think she's read
course,
Saga.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Saga.
New issue just came out last week or the week before, so
Yeah.
dig it. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
Have
for
a
the
good night,
call.
Vanessa.
Thanks so much.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Have a great night.
Vanessa, thank you so much for hanging in there for an hour and a half. I
yeah.
appreciate
had
you
so much
guesting
fun.
on our show. You are an all-star. I hope to have you back within the
Love
next few weeks, if that's okay with you. Everyone say goodnight to Vanessa. Where can we find you, Vanessa?
You can find a 10-minute power hour every Monday on YouTube under the Grumps. You can find me on Twitter under Vanessa Guerrero. Same thing on Instagram and TikTok. Just it depends on if it's one S or two.
Okay.
It changes. I can't remember which is which. Figure it out.
And she's on X, so join her there. Get caught up on all the stuff. Vanessa, thank you so much Vanessa.
Of course, I had a blast.
Thank you.
All right, good night. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to all the folks that contributed to the stream today. Obviously, Dank Sauce, who screened calls. Want a big shout out to Case for all the hard work behind the scenes. The new ad. I don't know if you guys noticed the new ad on the show. The Boglin.
Groblin, Kassem, you got to be careful.
I'm sorry, the Groblin. I've got to be distinct. The Groblin. And then all the subscribers and follows, the rest of which I'm going to call off right now. Xander, thank you so much for the 8 months. Drake Cage, thanks for gifting out a community sub. You, Stupid Tommy, thanks for the follow. Staunton for giving a sub to Sabrici, McBrain, Jason Farmer, Scrawny for the follows. Boner Salad giving a sub to Jedi Stud, and Dank Sauce for gifting a sub to Ray Silva. Please make sure you guys are following and subscribing to Case, whose next stream is when, Case?
I think tomorrow. Couldn't do it today. Couldn't do it last week, but back on tomorrow.
Back on tomorrow. I will see you guys Thursday for the Patreon. I will remind you again, but we are going to move the Patreon one day just because I'm in the middle of a gig right now, which is taking up some of my time. So I might not be streaming until that time. So thank you so much, Vanessa. Appreciate you. All the creamies out. Thank you for all the calls and supporting us. We appreciate it. We'll be back same time next week. Good night.